Okay, hello student, welcome back, and we are looking for the following next question. Previously is difficult. Previous question is difficult. I think this question is a lot easier. Diagram 10.1 show a coral reef in Pulau Redang. Wow, so it's Pulau Redang. Snorkeling, then you can see. Maybe you should go lah, after this COVID, then you can go and visit this place. State two factors that affect the biodiversity in coral reef. What affect the coral reef? Okay, so what affect the biodiversity? Actually, the question they ask is very abstract. The answer in the book is also correct lah. If you find the answer in the book is habitat and climate. So I put here habitat and climate. And because we are living in Malaysia, they just want this answer, which I think sometimes is not fair lah. It is not fair because if you live in other place, they will still give it correct. Let's say you say pollution. I'm not sure whether you say pollution correct or not. Pollution, let's say you Google it, destruction of habitat also you can find in the Google. Yeah, actually pollution also affect the biodiversity. Means if more biodiversity, then if more pollution, then the habitat will destroy. So you actually get lesser coral reef. If the water is very clean, no pollution, then you get a very clean coral reef. I'm not sure whether the teacher will give you correct, but for me lah, if you are my student lah, if you put pollution also, I will give correct. Pollution, about destruction of of the habitat. It depends lah. Got many answer actually, but the book only want two answer actually, habitat and climate. But if you are my student, of course I will still give correct. The reason because the question is very abstract, means the question is it's got many answer you can say. So whatever logical answer I will still give correct. I think this should be the education, right? Whatever the student give the correct answer, it should be correct rather than following the marking scheme. But the Malaysian marking scheme seldom got put like, usually they got put bracket one, any other suitable answer. But here they didn't put lah. If they put, then better. Then any suitable answer like pollution, I will still give correct. Explain how factors stated 10A affect the biodiversity in, let's say lah, we put the answer lah, habitat and climate, correct or not? Habitat and climate affect the biodiversity, correct or not? If the habitat is very clean, very beautiful, then you got more fish, more coral reef live at there. Same like human, correct or not? If you want a place to stay, habitat for human, we want a clean place, a proper place, a relaxing place. That's why it's more expensive if you got a better habitat. And also the climate. Climate is the weather. In Malaysia, it's a very good climate. And if you go to North Pole, South Pole, it's too cold. So not much people want to stay at there because of the climate. There is either too hot in the desert or too cold. But you still find people at there. But it is lesser people. Correct or not? In Malaysia, in the climate is very good, then more animal or more human will stay at there. In Malaysia, it's a very good climate, correct or not? We got summer throughout the year. Only recently got flood lah, but never mind lah. Recently got, it's not I say never mind, but it is nothing compared to tsunami in Japan. It's nothing compared to earthquake in China. That is even worse. Or in even in Western country we have tornado and hurricane, but once a while we have landslide and flood. But Malaysia still have a very good climate. Okay, Malaysia is a very good climate. So now you know how to invest. You want to invest in a good place. Explain how the factor in 10A affect the biodiversity. explain. It's a very good try because the students say the temperature, but it's almost correct. Actually, you can say the temperature. The temperature you can say is correct because if a correct temperature, then it will create a more suitable habitat for the organism to live. So temperature is important, correct or not? Because if too hot, then you also don't want to stay. So state the factor. So maybe actually the question is very abstract. You can say something like if for me I would say maybe you can say something like the clean water ensure the clean water and good temperature, suitable temperature, ensure that ensure the what ensure the coral reef have abundance of nutrient and a suitable temperature to grow, anything. Or the book answer say here what? The book answer say that the abundance of food in the habitat and suitable climate help to conserve the diversity of coral. Anything lah. So there are a lot of answer. Maybe I just write something like, okay, what I see I also forgot already. Okay, the abundance of food and suitable, no place to write, and suitable temperature ensure the diversity of coral reef, biodiversity in coral reef, biodiversity in coral reef. Okay, you no need to copy this answer. You use your own answer. Okay, you copy like this dialogue. You just say why, because the question is how does this affect the biodiversity. So you can say any answer like the coral reef, that if the water is not polluted and clean and natural, the coral reef will be a habitat and a food to ensure the biodiversity. Then we can say the climate, okay, the suitable climate ensure that there is the abundance of food where there is the growing of coral reef and growing of plant. Any answer lah, any answer you want to put, because the main thing is how does this can explain the biodiversity. And if you know what is a biodiversity, we know there is a variety of many living organism, many interaction of organism. So how does habitat and climate ensure the biodiversity, the variety of it? So you just say lah, maybe clean water so that got more food, a very good temperature, a good climate ensure a good place to stay, for the organism to stay and the organism to get its food. Because if there is no food, then no people want to stay, correct or not? And you go to desert, no people want to stay at there because there is no food, no water. And you go to the North Pole, South Pole also, not much people stay there because there is not much. If got a lot of food and water, then people will go there. Same like human also lah, correct or not? If the restaurant very good, then we go because there is a good food and good water. And then if some restaurant not the food not good also, you don't want to go there. Same lah, it will affect the biodiversity of place. Then by knowing the factor, we can roughly guess the density, the population at there. Means more people more good, less people less good, depend on the location of good food, good water, good facility, good then you need to know this. If next year you want to take business, probably this is the few factor you want to consider before opening a business. You don't consider, didn't study properly, that is how when a business open close, you see people outside do business open close because you need to study properly the habitat, the diversity. Okay, continue on. A team of biologists carry out an investigation on the biodiversity in the coral reef, the bar chart shows. So this is a study. like a study. Same like when you do business, you don't say, I think I open a kopitiam very good. No, you need to study. Yeah, you need to study how many people walk by, how many old people like to drink coffee. Besides, got other people drink coffee. You know what is the walking distance, how many people live at there, and you draw a graph, you study properly, then you do the business, then it is a sustainable business. If you say, I think it's good because it's good, then you are going to fail. So now we see people study this, because this is science. We cannot just say, you tell, then you show me. So science, they show the experiment. So in the experiment, it is say that let's see what this picture say. This picture say that the chart diagram show the number of species found in different depth of the sea. So this one got more, is it? In the depth of 2 to 5 meter, there is a more coral reef. More deeper, you got lesser, and even more deeper, there is lesser, and above also is not that much. Okay, it is means most animal number of species, more animal live at here. Wow, this one really like business there. Like KL, more people live at KL, and this one is more. So you need to study something like this. Why? I don't know. Maybe the question asks why, but I think it's probably due to the coral reef live at here lah. There's more coral reef here, so there is more animal here, and here is less because eventually as you go deeper, there is the sunlight cannot go into the ocean. So when there is no sunlight going to the floor of the ocean, eventually there is no plant. With no less food, no plant means no food. So we can see that the deeper it go, the lesser fish want to go at there because there's no food. No food because there's no plant. No plant because there is no sunlight. So we can draw a concept from this thing. Okay, so we understand the concept already. Now we look at the question. Based on the bar chart, explain the change of number of species found at the following depth below the sea level. At the depth of 2 meter, you need to explain the changes at the depth of 2 meter. So I give you, see this picture lah, this one. Explain this one at the depth of 2 meter. Okay, so this one we can see that it asks you to explain. Then you just say something lah, because this is low. This is low. Why? Why is it low? Low microorganism. Maybe we can say the light is too bright. Okay, the light is too bright and not many species of animal can live in this one. So you explain. So we can say anything lah, So the species will be around 180. Maybe you can say, okay. The species. Wait, what is this? The number of species, okay. The number of species is around 180. It is less because, maybe you can say because the environment is too bright. Okay, not all organisms can adapt. Okay, explain anything lah, anything that it makes sense. Okay, at the 2 to 14. Okay, 2 to 14. Explain 2 to 14. So 2 to 14. 2 to 14. I thought 2 to 14. So basically they want to explain here. 2 to 14. Here. Let's erase this first so that it's easier for us to see. 2 to 14. 2 to 14 is here. So here will be considered high. Why? It's like rumusan, isi tersirat adalah tinggi, and why? And you just need to explain lah. Okay, very good. So of course if you say of course you say the question ask explain so we say more high because we many answer lah. Okay, so you want to start with light can penetrate through. Okay, light can penetrate. Light can penetrate means that there will be more photosynthesis. If you want to say photosynthesis also is good. More photosynthesis means more plant. More plant means more food. More food means more organism. It makes sense. Got light, then got photosynthesis, got plant, so all I need to do is just to write it down. So I just type lah, because usually I can type faster. Okay, so in this area there will be more organism, more species lah. The question says more species living in this category because the light can penetrate into the ocean. Plant can carry out photosynthesis process. Plant will grow. This will create more food for the species of animal to consume, to live, and to grow. Okay, anything lah This is a bit too long already lah, but never mind lah But I just want to explain lah So your answer will be something like this There is too many people, it will grow, it will have the sunlight, it will grow more food. Basically that is the keyword lah Keyword. So basically you need to know the keyword. The keyword that usually I think the teacher is looking is the light and the plant, spelling error, and also the food. This is the keyword. How you want to explain, you like. But the keyword, light, plant, photosynthesis if you want to write, food if you want to write. Very good. Not so difficult. At the depth of 14 meter, so let me take the eraser again. So let's erase all this. Well, nowadays high tech who knows I never know that we are going to use internet to teach, and many students are going to learn by YouTube, and it's really a breakthrough. Okay, let me choose purple. Why? Okay, this one I think is very easy. You must say less lah you don't say more lah I think you say less, you will get maybe 1 mark because you say less. Okay, so here I will say it is less, and you need to explain the question asked why this is low.
Light and temperature is very low.
No light and what?
No light can penetrate and temperature is very low.
Temperature is very low. Any more? One more key point? Or we can say it's about food. Food is very important. So because the question asks why, there is explain that why is it the number of species is low, because there is no light. If there is no light, there will be no photosynthesis. No photosynthesis. I just write in the keyword. There will be no photosynthesis, and there will be lesser food. And one more thing is the temperature is very low, very cold. Correct or not? Very cold. And if the temperature is very low, not many species or organism can adapt to the environment. So this is the concept key point we know. And now we want to put it into the answer. So you no need to copy my answer lah. You use your own answer lah. Maybe you can say the number of species is low because sunlight cannot penetrate to the ocean. ocean floor, COEN, ocean floor, then you can say the plant cannot grow because there is no sunlight for photosynthesis. There, since plant cannot grow, there will be a shortage of food. At there, temperature is very low. Not many organisms, not many species can adapt to the cold environment. Yep, that's it. Okay, again, you no need to use my word. The thing is the keyword. Understand the question and the keyword, then you can do the question. Okay, let me correct this one to, let me change it, no need penetrate the ocean floor. Since the plant shortage of food, the temperature. Okay, very good. Auto check the grammar. Nowadays very high tech already. The computer can even help you to check the grammar. The number of species is low because the sunlight has spread the ocean floor. Why this one? It didn't help me to check one. The plant cannot grow because there's no sunlight for the day. Since plant cannot grow, there will be a shortage of food at there. The temperature is very low. Not many species can adapt to the cold environment. You should able to write something like this or type something like this. Very important, you able to answer, because when you go to university, you go to whatever lah, you go, people ask you or the exam ask you, you must answer in a meaningful way. There is a meaning. You don't just say blah 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 like, but 很勤 the person answer very勤. But if you answer properly, we know, okay, this is a good answer, and a bad answer maybe because there is no sunlight. That would be the bad answer, because the answer didn't explain properly. I mean, we know the student still get correct because the student say there is no sunlight, but the student is just a normal student. If a very good student, the student can explain it with a clear understanding like this. The student very good understand, and I also can learn something from the student. Okay, state two method to carry out and conserve and preserve. So how do we, I cannot use this one. How do we conserve and preserve the biodiversity? This one also I think there's a lot of answer. Keep the ocean clean. Okay, very good. Menguat kuasa undang-undang. So maybe in English we call it state two word to preserve. Okay, we can enforce the law. Menguat kuasa, enforce the law, and enforce the law to control logging activity, or to catch the bad people lah. But you don't say catch the bad people lah. Enforce the law to control logging activity, or enforce the law to ensure that people will follow the procedure and not destroy the environment. Anything lah, you just make it sounds better. But of course in Malay you can say menguat kuasa undang-undang untuk menangkap pesalah. But if you change it to English, enforce the law to capture evil doers, to capture bad people. That will sound so weird, but Malay it even sounds weird. So there's the language culture here lah. You say to control the logging activity. One of the way, maybe we can say build center to protect endangered species. Okay, build center to build center to for endangered species. Okay, for endangered species. If you want to put more, you can put like panda and so on, the endangered species of animal. But if you say no pollution, no pollution is very abstract, means it is not clear, like how do you want to solve this problem? No pollution, but how you don't know pollution? So maybe we can say enforce the law, or we also can say recycle, because recycle will make sure that we use back the material and we won't waste the natural resources, and this can help to preserve the natural resources. Means you don't simply use because preserve, conserve means you don't simply use. If you recycle properly, or you can say education. This one is same like Malay essay lah, mengadakan campaign but English usually we don't say campaign we say to increase the awareness and the education, so that people know. When people know, they will be more careful, there will be a more responsible citizen, and they won't simply throw the rubbish. So we have a problem and we have the solution. And why you want to choose the solution? Why not? And this is how we solve a problem. Like for Malaysia politician also the same, right? If you got flood, then you find out the problem, you find out the solution, then you faster do. Not like do slow talk until like that. It's very simple you got problem, you give the solution. So this is the few method not only one answer. Here is 2 mark so you can choose 2, but actually you can choose more answer depending on how you explain. If you explain it logically, then it will be correct. No pollution, I think no marks because the answer is very abstract, means not clear. The answer is not a clear answer. Okay, so that's it. Now is ready. So any question? Okay. So no question. I will teach until here, and I see you next time. Thank you and bye bye.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you, teacher.
Thank you. Bye bye.